This is Karita Parks with Bowie Television at M&T Bank Stadium, where the Baltimore Ravens took care of business with a 25-9 win over the Houston Texans in their regular season home opener. Now, while the win is good, the Ravens did get some bad news. J.K. Dobbins, he went out in the second half with what was perceived to be an ankle injury. After the game, Coach Harbaugh, he confirmed that Dobbins is actually out with a torn Achilles, and that will end his season. When many of the players were asked about Dobbins, you could see that they were emotional because they just know how much he wanted to be back on the field and how hard he worked to get there after another season-ending injury last year. Now, focusing on the game, the offense, that was the talk of the offseason, and we finally got a chance to see what they were able to do. Needless to say, it was a bit clunky for the offense in the first half, and it's clear that they do have more work to do. They were able to get things going in the second half. Justice Hill, he came in to replace Dobbins. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, and that really got the team on the board. Odell Beckham Jr., he was targeted only 3 times in this game. He did have a 29-yard gain at one point with no touchdowns. Zay Flowers, he was Lamar Jackson's favorite target today. He really showed out and showed that he will be a key to this offense during the season and as they move forward. On the defensive side of the ball, we knew the pass rush would be key, especially against a rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud. And the defense, they pressured him the entire game. He was either scrambling or he was sacked 3 times by this Ravens defense. One of those sacks was a forced fumble. Besides the J.K. Dobbins injury, just a couple of other injury notes. Tackle Ronnie Stanley, center Tyler Linderbaum, and safety Marcus Williams, they all went out with respective injuries. Coach said that they have some MRIs to run on them to see the severity of it. So we'll just have to wait and see. The Ravens are back at practice on Monday at the Under Armour Performance Center. So be sure to stay tuned to Bowie TV for all your Ravens updates.
And we get an opportunity also to do it with a win. So we're very happy about that. That's the way you want to open the season. With that, we know there's so many things that we need to work on to get better at. And that's what we'll do starting on Monday. So we're excited with the win. I'm proud of the way the guys played. All the guys say, David Ojabo. I mean, how about the pass rush bringing it? You know, there was so much concern, you know, right? And he's been working hard, and the critical moment came up and made that play. I'm just proud of him. So I thought the whole team played as hard as they could, played as fast as they could, played as well as they could, and now our goal is to just keep getting better. So what questions do you have?
John, how challenging was it to kind of finish off that game where it seemed like the injuries started piling up with you guys throughout the whole game too?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been good to put it away. That's something we need to work on, try to put the game away a little sooner in terms of getting those first downs and things like that. So yeah, with the injuries, just to kind of brief you on that, J.K. has a torn Achilles, unfortunately. So that's going to end his season. It's just feel bad for him. It's not the way we expected this to go. And he's worked really hard. But J.K. is a strong-minded individual. He's got a big heart, very large spirit, and he's going to bounce back from this as well. The other injuries are really MRI type injuries we'll take a look at. Ronnie and Marcus and Tyler. We'll look at those 3 things tonight, tomorrow on the MRI and see where they're at. So we just don't know about those yet. Yeah, just kind of crestfallen for them, you know. It's so many guys, you know, so many guys you feel excited for. So many guys you look at and say, okay, we got to work on this. And then J.K., who has this just unfortunate thing happen to him, you know. And he was playing well, so. But really, we'll put our arms around him, you know, he'll get into rehab and he will be back. He's a young guy, so that's really it. But yeah, it's really hard for him. They were going to run the 0 blitzes, you know, and Lamar did a great job with Todd and with T and with the guys, and just kind of got lined up, got a plan for it, and did a good job, I guess.
John, you had a lot of guys who didn't play on offense during the preseason. How would you assess how their play with the new offensive scheme?
Say it again, please.
You had a lot of guys who didn't play during preseason on the offensive side. How would you assess the play of them play for the first time in this season?
That's a big thing. I mean, I was talking to some of the guys. I mean, it's just different getting out there in the game. The game speed, operating, the crowd noise, all of it. It's something you get a sense for, and that kind of goes with not playing in the preseason a little bit. But they handled it, and now we're off and running.
How did you think the offense looked?
I thought the offense played a winning football game. I'm proud of it. I'm really happy with what we did. I'm looking forward to where we can go from here.
It looked at times like there's some clunkiness or, guys are getting comfortable, like you said, did you ever think about, conversation about, playing guys in the preseason, the new offensive system? Does that come to mind at all?
We'll have those conversations probably every year. Yeah, absolutely, that comes to mind. And that's something that you really got to take into consideration and just decide what you want to do.
John, what did you think about your corner guy? Yacine, I think, got in there late, but Stevens and Darby went the whole way. How do you think they held up?
I thought they held up well. They, no big plays. Had a couple stop routes, which of course CJ throws those so well. And they got good guys running those outside routes. I thought our guys were right there on them. They made a couple. We made a couple. We made all the tackles. I was happy with those guys.
Is Yacine still working his way back and just giving everyone different guys?
Yeah. I mean, he just can't start practicing about a week ago. So he'll be ready to go. He's in a good curve right now.
Do you know if Dobbins was on contact or was that before? Do you know?
Was he what?
Was it on contact on the tackle or do
I
you know
haven't
if it was
seen
before?
it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Thanks.
All right, thanks,
All right, thanks.
Josh, you kind of told us about J-Pay, tearing his nose. What's kind of your thoughts on that?
That's very unfortunate, Like, I feel like J.K. been busting his behind, to get back on that field and, just show the world what he's capable of and to help us out along the way. Like I spoke highly of him, this offseason, just letting everybody know, like, we really need him. For him to go down with a season-ending injury, that's very unfortunate for us. Not just him, for all of us. It's our brother.
Lamar, I mean, not to linger on this too long, but it's been so rare since that 2019 season for everybody on that team, for 2020, everybody on that team to be healthy on the field together. JK out for all of 2021. You were missing the last year. Mark out today. What does that make you feel when you think about maybe some opportunities missed because of injuries?
I mean, that's part of the game. It's just unfortunate it happens. In certain situations we don't need it to happen, but not just we have injuries, like all across the league, people have injuries, they can happen any given moment, any given day, right on the field.
Lamar, first time. Lamar, there was a couple pre-snap stuff, a fumble, interception. I know you have the highest expectations for yourself, but knowing that none of you guys really played other than John Simpson in the preseason, and this is a new offense, did you expect that you were going to have to work through some stuff from a rust standpoint there in this game?
To be honest, Jeff, I didn't think that. And just having that pass, the fumble, the BS interception, I wasn't expecting that at all. But like you said, we haven't been playing. I haven't played since like November. Didn't play preseason, but I feel like it's the first game. Things like that may come up, not just with us, throughout the league. And but we got the dub. Just move forward and just focus and practice a little hard on the things we messed up on.
Lamar, first time in this new offense with all the guys. You guys didn't play in the preseason. How do you think it looked? How do you feel like you played?
I feel like we had our ups and down moments. Like you can see where my ceiling would be. And then some moments is like what we was doing. Like what we were doing, questioning ourselves out there. But like I said, it's the first game, little hiccups, first time with each other. On that field. I feel like the sky's the limit.
Lamar, how pleased were you to get Zay involved and see some of the plays that he made right on the top?
Like I said, I already knew what Zay was capable of, and he showed it himself. Making guys miss, running great routes, catching the ball, and getting up the field, getting yards after the catch. But we want to get everybody involved. We got a lot of great guys on that field, in our receiving room, and I feel like we get something special here.
You've talked during the off-season training camp about having more opportunities for checks and calls at the line of scrimmage, more autonomy. What was it like the first game in action to have more of that at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, we actually made some checks and made some calls out there on the field. Sometimes it went our way, sometimes it didn't. But that's what practice comes in. We're gonna work on that Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way up to Friday.
I said something like I get used to the speed of it, and today it slowed down for me, and it was better.
How pleased were you to come out and make plays, heavily involved in the offense?
Honestly, I was just pleased to get some catches. I was going to take in my head, I was like 2 catches, I'll be good with that. First game, we get the win. As long as we win, I was all right.
Did it ever dawn on you with Andrews not playing today that you could be a lot more involved than maybe you thought initially?
Honestly, I didn't even know he wasn't playing. I seen him practicing the whole week, and he just like he ain't practice today. So he ain't warm up today, and I was just like, I don't know. Honestly, I'll just go out there and play.
Zay, does it feel like the Ravens are committed to using you in as many ways as you were being kind of used. You know, running the ball off the screens as a deep threat at Boston College.
Yeah, I feel like they use us in every way. That's for all receivers. We all play different positions. We all can play every position. We all can run every route. So there's no limit to our receiver room.
How much do you think the loss, JK has come for the season will be a big Achilles?
It's gonna be a big loss because everybody knows JK can really run the ball, and he was a big part of the offense in our run game. So losing him could be a big part. But I feel like Justice and Gus are gonna step up.
Zay, was there any, you guys came out and really moved the ball in the third quarter, was there anything said at halftime? Because it seemed like parts of the first half were struggling offensively.
We knew we had to move the ball if we wanted to win. We knew it was capable of moving the ball. It was just we had to get everything together. It's our first game, first time running the offense in the game, so we just had to get used to just playing on the field with each other and just going.
Do you expect the offense to get smoother in a hurry now that you guys are out there all together?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like next game it'll be way better. Operation will be smoother. Everybody will be way more comfortable with each other.
So, I don't know what those play calls were early that got you those touches out on the outside, but with the defenses focusing on stopping you guys run, do you feel like they'll have plenty of opportunities if Lamar has the RPO tag to just throw it up to you out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like we got one of the best run games in the NFL. So you always got to worry about stopping that first, and then you got to worry about stopping Lamar. So that's just gonna get us open even more. And when Mark come back, it's gonna get even scarier.
All right.
You hear a lot about the pass rush. Do you take any type of, how do you feel when you hear people questioning the pass rush? Do you see yourself as a guy that's a big focal point in that department?
Yeah, the 4 guys that we got up front, when we rotate them in, each guy get the job done. And whenever they call my number, I'm just another piece of that 4-man rush. So anytime they call my number, I'm just happy to go in there, help my team out.
Do you feel like game plan going into this game was anyway different just because it was an inexperienced quarterback that you were facing?
Nah, our game plan is mostly, the same every week. We got so much different stuff that we run. It's just whatever we feel comfortable with at the time. And that guy, he's gonna be a great quarterback coming up. It's just, it's tough coming in one against us as a rookie. So that's what we do.
Patrick, you had talked about this offseason about your situation compared to JK's. How difficult is it to see a teammate like that go down?
Yeah, obviously, news came out about him. I texted him. That guy, a good brother of mine. It hurts to see that type of stuff happen to somebody so good. So just a good person, good athlete. Obviously, got other stuff going on, and it's just tough. I just ask everybody just pray for him, pray for his mental, pray for Marcus' mentals, pray for those guys. Just stuff like that. That's why he went in the situation that he went. It's just tough. It hurts.
Patrick, especially with the way the first half ended, with you guys giving up the field goals in the last 2 drives, how pleased were you with the way the defense came out the second half? I mean, gave up 3 points and it was only a sudden change situation.
We're not pleased. A lot of the stuff they got, we gave up. We wasn't communicating how we needed to be. We're in the spots we weren't lined up fast enough. We weren't in our spots. Honestly, we should have dominated them even more than what we did. And that just starts at practice. We just got to get better. We just got to communicate better, line up faster, communicate better. Everybody got to get on the same page. So whatever we got to do to make that happen, that's what we got to do.
Patrick, John came out specifically citing David's performance today, and obviously, you and Roquan in the middle, people seem to know what that is, but the guys on the edge, and how do you think they responded to a lot of the questions about how they would come out this season?
You guys know what they could do. We know what they could do, they know what we can do, and that's all that matters. We're confident with the people that we got. That's why we just let them go. Let them pass rush, 4-man rush, and we'll be out the quarterback. We know what those guys can do, they know what they can do, that's all that matters.
Patrick, sometimes people talk about inside linebacker like it's not one of the most important positions in the game anymore, but you and Roquan clearly sort of set a tone for the defense right away. I mean, is that something that you take pride in, that means something to you?
Definitely. I think when you look big picture, the organization, who was here, what they did, and the standard that they set, and then you gotta look at how do you want to be as an individual. Do you want to be great, or you just want to be average? And I know Ro want to be great, and he's already headed there, and I know I want to be great, and I'm already headed there. So at the end of the day, when we come in, we step foot in the facility or on this field, is all focused on getting better and trying to be great.
All right, thanks, PQ.
Thank you.
You know, another team might take advantage of that. So there's a lot of things we need to do. Get back to the drawing board, you know, but it's still cool to be able to see a W in an ugly win, you know. So a lot of things we can improve on. I'm excited about that.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I just got in here. I'm sorry if you answered this already. The loss of J.K. Dobbins to the season-ending game.
Yeah, you just made my stomach hurt again. It's the ugly part of this game, and you know these people are your brothers. You blood, sweat, and tears with them, and it's a sick feeling that I have over me just to know that that's what happened. So my prayers go out to him and his family. I texted him. I said, wherever you need me, whatever you need from me, like I'm there. At the drop of the dime, it's just that question just made me it doesn't feel good losing J.K.
How does this offense, especially in the running game, go forward without J.K.?
It's the same, you know, across the board. You know, it's always been that next man up mentality, and it sucks to say because this is, you know, truly a brother. But we have no choice but to play for him. Those running backs have no choice but to play for him, to run for him, and just find a way to make him proud. So my prayers go out to him and his family. J.K., you know we love you. Yeah.
Well, sorry if you've been asked this already. You know, in your first game back with the wide receiving group, you know, you drew 2, you know, passing interference calls. You had that long catch down the sideline. Zay had, you know, a good day and shot a few catches. Like, do you feel like this was kind of like a, you know, appetizer for what's coming, you know, moving forward, or like?
It was undercooked appetizer. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily what, you know, none of us wanted, but for Zay to come out and this is his first game, like I said earlier, to see him do the things that we know he's capable of doing. Bate, who came back from fighting injuries and a surgery, and just to be able to see him out there playing with confidence. All of our guys, like we all played hard in our room. You know, there was mistakes, there was things that we can get better at and correct, and you know, do this and that. And so, like I say, it was an ugly win, but it's hard to come about dubs in this league. And you know, for me personally, it's not the day that I was expecting to have, but I feel like that's how God works. So you just gotta know that, trust in His plan, His process, and came out the game healthy. So that's a very good feeling. Get to go home, see my son, my family, and get ready for next week.
It's like, I mean, I don't know how many times I haven't looked back at how many times you played in the first year.
I see you later. Yes, sir.
Like the first year offensive coordinator, right, playing in a new system. Just in general, is it generally like this in like a first game? Because it looked kind of clunky out there at times, and like y'all were getting comfortable, or?
Yeah, it was an ugly day. You know, a lot of mistakes across the board. I made mistakes. You know, but we got great coaches in that room, Coach Dub and G. Lou. You know what I mean? And these guys are gonna coach us up hard, and we're gonna watch the film. And everybody's a man in that room. We can take criticism. That's the only way to get better. So I know I messed up on a lot of things, and it's the first game. You know what I mean? It's a long season. I don't think anybody won a Super Bowl on week 1, so got a lot of work ahead of us.
Not that you're expecting that to happen, those mistakes, things like that, but is there a sense of like needing to build it into, because you guys hadn't played together anything?
I mean, I guess you just relate it to life. You know, you never know how it's going to go, and at the end of the day, we can control, you know, certain things. And today we didn't do that, but we were fortunate to get the win. And you just got to get better. You just got to lock in, just correct your mistakes. You know, happy that it didn't cost us today, and just get it rolling. You know, like I said, I don't think anybody's ever won a Super Bowl on week 1, so got a lot of room for improvement.
All right, thank you, Odell. Appreciate it.
Now, a couple years ago, would highly recommend it to anybody and everybody. Go spend as much time there as you can. The stories are amazing, compelling. So, for our country, what an important day this is. As far as the game, just really happy and pleased with the win. And I'd say the number one thing pleased with is the effort. The effort that our guys played with was about as good as it gets. It was standard-setting effort, you know, in all 3 phases. And that was something that you can hang your hat on and you can win with. And the physicality was there along with that. So just really happy with that. Also the idea that we made plays that we had to make in critical situations to win the game. I thought guys came up with plays, stops, conversions, touchdowns, getting the ball in field goal range, making kicks, all the things, even punts. You know, you look at Jordan's punt early on from backed up. I think he had a 60-plus yard punt, 50-plus yard net, flipping field position from your own 10-yard line. That's pretty great play that, you know, sometimes doesn't get noticed. So those kind of plays were made during the game. So really happy with that. The things that we, you know, it's obviously it's always this way after your first game, and really it's this way after every game. But there's so many things we have to work on. So many things from an operations standpoint, both sides of the ball, and special teams. Execution standpoint, both sides of the ball and special teams. Penalties, just way too many penalties. Too many times we took chips and we put them back in front of our opponent. You know, we don't want to do that. We want to keep the chips, hoard the chips. You win with more chips, and we don't need to be giving them things that are you know, caused by us not doing the things we need to do quite the right way. So we'll be looking at that real hard this week and looking hard to improve in those areas. That's, you know, what we refer to as winning football. So we'll be talking about that. But individual efforts, you know, focus, playing hard, want to. Really proud of the guys and really proud of the win. It's a good Houston team. I've said this before, and about certain teams early in the season, they're going to win a lot of football games this year. So you mark it down. You'll see. That's a good young football team. So what questions do you have?
John, as far as injuries, do you have any updates on Marcus Williams, Ryan Stanley, and Tyler Linderbaum?
I do. Again, I just confirmed J.K. is going to have the Achilles surgery to repair that. He texted me last night after we texted back and forth and told me not to worry. He'll be back better and stronger than before. So his spirits will be good. Marcus has a pec injury. He's talking and consulting with the doctors right now. He'll be out for a while. May not be a season ender though. There's different options that he has, so we'll keep you updated on that. And it's soon because he'll have to make a decision soon on possible surgery there. Tyler has an ankle sprain, so I'd say week to week right now. He may be out for this game. Ronnie has a knee sprain. So again, that'll be kind of similar to Tyler right now. So we'll see where those guys are at, but they could be out this game. And we'll be counting on the guys, if they are out, to step up and play. Was there another one? Did everybody, any other injury questions while we're at it?
I guess while we're on the roll, Marlon Humphrey have a shot?
Marlon has a shot. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. He's got a shot, but it depends. You know, it's pretty early in the process, but it's possible. But we'll see.
Mark injuries as well.
Same thing. Mark looks good. You know, we'll see how he does. Though I would prefer those to the practice, to the report. Probably it's going to be the best indicator.
John, was there any kind of setback with Mark on Friday? It sounded like Zay thought that he would play.
Yeah, just you never know. I don't know. It's just sometimes we hoped he'd make it, couldn't make it to the game. We were trying, he was trying, just didn't get there.
John, was there a point where Marcus Williams tried to play through his injury during the game?
There was. It happened. He didn't really realize what it was. It just kept bothering him as he went. Made some plays too. Played really. I mean, Marcus played great. It's a tough one for us. There's no doubt. You know, and I'm disappointed that Marcus. All three of those guys are great players. You know, those are guys that we're hoping to get back different times. But he did. He played some more plays. Played well in those plays, and then just it was really bothering him. He had checked out. That's what they found.
John, I know you don't want to be in this position again, but Geno Stone played and filled in for Marcus pretty extensively last year when he was out with the wrist. Does that help you a little bit in terms of knowing what you can expect from him?
Well, yeah, we're still going to play great defense. I mean, I feel still really good about our defense, because Geno's going to be Geno. He's not going to try to be Marcus. He's going to play the way he plays, and he's proven he can play very well back there. So got all the confidence in the world in Geno and Daryl Worley and anybody else we might bring in here. We've got some options. So, but those guys, especially Geno, who's done it before, yes, 100%, all the confidence in the world, Geno.
I know Patrick McCarry went in and left tackle once Marty went out. Is that kind of the plan to stick with him over there right now?
Yeah. Patrick's our backup tackle, both sides, and Patrick's played a lot of football, so he'll play well also. It's not the guy that we're concerned with in terms of how well he'll play. He'll play well.
And with Tyler, I mean, is it? Do you kind of look back and say, "Wow, I'm really glad we were able to get most of her on the practice squad"?
Absolutely. Right. Sam did a good job.
John, is your thought that Melvin Gordon will be bumped up from the practice squad? Will you look outside the organization again for running back, which has happened before?
No, I think that we're good. I like the guys we got. Melvin is gonna, he's here for a reason, and certainly didn't expect it to be this quick, but that's why he's here. That's why he wanted to stay here, I think, because he likes it here. He likes the offense and he likes the environment, and he's a heck of a talented guy. You saw him in the preseason. He's a proven back, so I'm very, very glad that he's here.
So I'm sorry, John. That was when you said you're good. You don't foresee looking outside the organization to add a running back?
No, I mean, no, I don't.
Okay.
That's not what I'm looking to do. But you want to ask her?
No.
Sorry.
We'll do so after this. Yes. John, with J.K. Dobbins, I think everyone kind of knew that he was going to be the lead back going into the season. J.K. was going to be the lead back going into the season. Now that he's done for the year, how do you foresee? Do you feel it will be a kind of a committee between those three guys, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't have put it in those terms before, and so why would I answer the question in those terms after? We've got backs. We play our backs. They all play. They play well. We love our backs. We love all of our guys, and it's just nowadays NFL is a lot of guys have to play. I think that's pretty clear. And you roll guys. You play personnel groups. There's a lot of strategy to it, and every single guy in your roster's got to be able to win for you as a starter. So I pretty much you consider all the guys starters, really. Just being truthful about it. And they all have to be able to play that well. They're on the team for a reason. It's because they're good enough to do it. And all those backs are going to play quite a bit.
Coach, while we're talking about JK, a lot of the players seem visibly affected by the news of his injury. What is your general message to the team when an injury impacts the players like that?
We don't have a general message. The message is understood. The guys understand it. I think you were also probably hearing the question, the way they answered the questions, and they answered it in that sense. They understand what it means, and it kind of goes back to the last conversation in terms of everybody's a starter. Now certain guys get opportunities to step up and show what they can do, and we'll be counting on those guys to do a great job, and I know they will. So disappointed when injuries happen, excited for the guys who get an opportunity, and you move forward because the games keep coming.
John, sticking with the running backs, Justice Hill, you talk about him a little bit as a guy who's, he's been here a while and always done well on special teams, but seems like whenever he's asked to do something that's kind of stepped in, and now he may have a chance to play a bigger role as a back.
Right, man, Cliff, obviously the way he's played speaks for itself, right? I mean, you guys have seen him play, the fans have all seen him play now through years, but also in the preseason and yesterday. So I don't think it needs any explanation. You've got tremendous confidence in Justice Hill. He's a very good running back. He's a very good all-around player, and it's going to be a great opportunity for him.